When peace feels unfamiliar, restoration begins here. This is P.I.P.E Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the P.I.P.E Podcast. I'm Ann. Today, I want to talk about something that has become very important in my life: protecting my peace. For a long time, I didn't understand what that really meant. I thought peace was something that happened when all my problems went away, when people treated me better, when life became easier, and when relationships improved. But I've learned that peace doesn't come from perfect circumstances. Peace comes from what you're connected to. And that's why protecting your peace matters so much. When I talk about protecting my peace, I'm not talking about avoiding people or pretending problems don't exist. I'm talking about taking care of my mind, my emotions, my spirit, my well-being. I'm talking about not allowing people, situations, or negative thoughts to constantly disturb the peace that God is trying to build inside of me. That lesson took me a long time to learn. Because for years, I allowed everything around me to determine how I felt. If someone was upset, I was upset. If someone was angry, I became anxious. If someone misunderstood me, I felt responsible for fixing it. I carried things that were never mine to carry. And eventually, I became exhausted. Protecting my peace started when I realized I couldn't control everything. I couldn't control what people thought. I couldn't control how people behaved. I couldn't control every outcome. And the more I tried, the more frustrated I became. So I began letting go of things that were outside of my control. Not because I stopped caring, but I finally understood that worrying about everything wasn't helping anyone. One of the biggest thieves of peace in my life was worry. Worrying about situations that I couldn't change. Worrying about what other people thought. Worrying about the future. Worrying about things that hadn't even happened yet. Maybe you've done that too. You create scenarios in your mind. You replay conversations. You imagine worst-case situations. And before you know it, you've lost your peace over something that never happened. Another thing that stole my peace was negative self-talk. The things we say to ourselves matter. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, constantly reminding yourself of your failures, constantly speaking defeat over your life, you will eventually start believing those things. I had to learn how to speak to myself differently. I had to learn how to give myself grace. And I had to learn how to speak to myself the way I would speak to someone I love. Because healing requires kindness, even towards yourself. I also learned that unforgiveness steals peace. When we hold on to bitterness, resentment, and anger, we're often hurting ourselves more than anyone else. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're refusing to let the pain continue controlling your life. I've had to forgive people, and I've also had to forgive myself. Neither one was easy, but both were necessary. One thing that I want people to understand is that protecting your peace is not selfish. I know sometimes people make us feel guilty for taking care of ourselves, but protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's healthy. It means setting boundaries when you're overwhelmed. It means saying no when your plate is already full. It means taking time to rest and heal. It means speaking up when something is hurting you. It means protecting your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. A boundary is not punishment. It's a way of protecting your well-being. That's a lesson I wish I had learned years ago. Many people think boundaries mean you don't love someone. But that's not true. You can love someone and still have boundaries. You can pray for someone and still have boundaries. You can wish someone well and still have boundaries. You can even treat someone with kindness and still have boundaries. But what you don't have to do is allow people to control your emotions, drain your energy, or disrupt your life. I had to learn that. I had to stop trying to change people. I had to stop taking everything personally. I had to stop feeling responsible for everyone's choices. Sometimes loving people means loving them from a distance. Sometimes peace requires space. Sometimes wisdom says, step back. Not because you hate someone, not because you're bitter, but because your healing matters to you. I've also learned to choose my battles carefully. Not every disagreement deserves my energy. Not every criticism deserves a response. And not every conflict deserves my participation. Because some things are better left alone. The older that I get, the more I value peace. I work too hard to find it. I prayed too many prayers. I cried too many tears. I survived too many storms. Because peace is valuable. And I refuse to give it away cheaply. One of the biggest ways I protect my peace today is by staying connected to positive energy. Because whatever you're connected to eventually shapes your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, your life. If you're constantly connected to negativity, negativity will grow. If you're constantly connected to fear, fear will grow. If you're constantly connected to gratitude, faith, hope, and peace, those things will grow too. That's why plug into positive energy isn't just something I say. It's a lifestyle. It's a daily decision. It's choosing faith over fear, gratitude over complaining, peace over chaos, healing over bitterness. Before we close today, I want to speak directly to the women who feels overwhelmed. Maybe you're carrying too much. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're trying to fix everything and everyone. Take a deep breath. You don't have to fix everything today. You are safe in this moment. What you're carrying is heavy, but it won't stay this way forever. So focus on the next small step, not the entire staircase. Drink some water. Sit down. Rest your body. Let your mind slow down. You are not behind. You're not failing. You are simply tired from caring too much for too long. Give yourself grace. Speak gently to yourself. Remember that you survived difficult days before. And you will get through this one too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And remember, protect your peace, protect your healing, protect your heart. Choose faith, choose gratitude, choose rest, choose healing, and most importantly, plug into positive energy. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you for sitting with us today, where restoration begins.